And we welcome you inside the Providence Academy here in Plymouth, Minnesota. Our Fox 9 prep game of the week brings us west of the cities as Providence Academy, the #1 ranked team in Class 2A girls basketball, hosts 10th ranked Lakeville North, one of the powers out of Class 4A, the large school division. Matt Dean here with you on the call. It's the Fox 9 game of the week. We got some of the best girls hoopers in the state of Minnesota on display tonight. We're going to take a quick break. When we come on back, we'll check in on some key players to watch out for. Lakeville North out to a 1-2 start, taking on the undefeated 7-0 Providence Academy Lions, the champions of Class 2A for 3 years and counting. We'll have more for the pregame show leading up to the 7 p.m. tick next here on Fox 9's YouTube page.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At TrueStone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we will give you up to $350 when you switch to a TrueStone checking account. It's true, because we're TrueStone.
It's not just any day. It's your day off. A chance to reset, to recharge. A day to lace up, stretch out, and dive into what ignites your soul. This day is all about you, living life at your summit.
I think that Beehive Homes of Lakeville stands out from other options is because of their unique layout and the limited amount of rooms, but the fact that even though they only have 20 units, they have a lot of staff so that there's hands-on care 24/7. You know, my mother is fairly picky about the food, but here they took really good care of her. If there was something on the menu that they knew that my mother didn't like, they'd make something special just for her.
I'm Jill from the Jill Henning State Farm Agency in Lakeville. The winner of this competition will be the team that excels at the little things. At the Jill Henning State Farm Agency, we are committed to the little things. Whether it's answering your call and resolving what you need quickly, going the extra mile to ensure you have a smooth claims experience, or making sure you understand what coverage you need so you don't end up with too much or too little. Stop by the Jill Henning State Farm Agency on Kenwood Trail in Lakeville, or check us out online at jillhenning.net to see what our client reviews have to say about working with us.
At Luther Burnsville Hyundai, we're more than just the South Metro's top Hyundai dealer. We care about the community we serve. That's why we're excited every time a young student gets behind the wheel for the first time. We also take pride in selling safe, reliable vehicles for kids and families, because we want everyone driving to practice, games, or concerts to arrive safe and sound. At Luther Burnsville Hyundai, we take pride in serving the community and are proud to support high school activities.
There are lots of reasons to want a big backyard. At TrueStone Home Mortgage, we all agree dog birthday party is at the top. Great home loans, expert help, and a focus on what matters to you. It's true, because we're TrueStone.
Welcome back inside of Providence Academy, our Fox 9 game of the week. We got the national anthem. We'll step aside for that. Come on back to announce the starting lineups next here from Plymouth.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At TrueStone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we will give you up to $350 when you switch to a TrueStone checking account. It's true, because we're TrueStone.
It's not just any day. It's your day off. A chance to reset, to recharge. A day to lace up, stretch out, and dive into what ignites your soul. This day is all about you, living life at your summit.
I think that Beehive Homes of Lakeville stands out from other options is because of their unique layout and the limited amount of rooms, but the fact that even though they only have 20 units, they have a lot of staff so that there's hands-on care 24/7. You know, my mother is fairly picky about the food, but here they took really good care of her. If there was something on the menu that they knew that my mother didn't like, they'd make something special just for her.
I'm I'm Jill from the Jill Henning State Farm Agency in Lakeville. The winner of this competition will be the team that excels at the little things. At the Jill Henning State Farm Agency, we are committed to the little things. Whether it's answering your call and resolving what you need quickly, going the extra mile to ensure you have a smooth claims experience, or making sure you understand what coverage you need so you don't end up with too much or too little. Stop by the Jill Henning State Farm Agency on Kenwood Trail in Lakeville, or check us out online at jillhenning.net to see what our client reviews have to say about working with us.
At Luther Burnsville Hyundai, we're more than just the South Metro's top Hyundai dealer. We care about the community we serve. That's why we're excited every time a young student gets behind the wheel for the first time. We also take pride in selling safe, reliable vehicles for kids and families, because we want everyone driving to practice, games, or concerts to arrive safe and sound. At Luther Burnsville Hyundai, we take pride in serving the community and are proud to support high school activities.
There are lots of reasons to want a big backyard. At Truestone Home Mortgage, we all agree dog birthday party is at the top. Great home loans, expert help, and a focus on what matters to you. It's true, because we're Truestone.
Let's meet our starters.
Back inside Providence Academy here in Plymouth. Matt Dean with you here. Our Fox 9 game of the week, pitting the Lakeville North Panthers, 10th ranked team in girls class 4A, coming in with a record of 1-2 on the season. The Panthers, their first two games of the season, it came against the top two ranked teams of the state. They lost in a 41-43 game to number 1 Hopkins in the Tip-Off Classic to begin the year, and then a week later dropped the game to number 2 ranked Maple Grove in a matchup with the Crimson and Michigan State commit Jordan Odie. 51-72 was the final in that game. The Panthers getting a bounce back last Thursday in their most recent victory, 82-56 over section opponent Rochester Mayo. Starting lineups being announced. Let's check in on those. We'll start with the visiting Lakeville North Panthers coming in with that record of 1-2. It's the same starting lineup that head coach Andy Berkvam has rolled out in each of the first 4 games now. Elena Bowe is a 10 per game scorer, committed to the University of Minnesota Duluth at the Division II level. She'll be out there with freshman Lauren Robison in the backcourt. 9.3 points per game, 3 games into the year. Duke Ajulu had 12 points at the time, a career high in last year's matchup with Providence Academy. It was a game that the Lions won in a one-possession game, 78-75 in Lakeville. Gracie Wingy, a senior guard, averaging 8 a game, and Sahara Wilson, a 6'3 freshman forward, averaging 9 points per game. 3 games into the year, round out that starting lineup for Lakeville North. So they will roll out with 3 seniors and a couple of freshmen, Robison and Wilson, the 2 ninth graders in the starting unit for the Lakeville North Panthers. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Providence Academy. They are led by the state's second leading scorer by total points, Madden Greenway, averaging 30 a game, the recent Division I commit to the University of Kentucky. She's the number 18 recruit in the country and just announced her intention to attend the University of Kentucky and become a Wildcat. Still a senior season and most of her junior year left to be played. She's already at north of 3,000 career points and has a chance to become the state of Minnesota's second ever 5,000 career scorer in her career. Beckett Greenway, her younger sister's an 8th grader, averaging 10.5 per game. Emma Millerburn, a sophomore, averaging 11. McKenna Schaefer with 10. Holt Counts, a talented 6'2 senior forward who is going to be committing to Lipscomb University. She's a senior, averaging 13.7 per game. All the pieces in place. It is Sahara Wilson set to tip up against the 6'2 Counts. Wilson, the 6'4 forward, wins the draw, and away we go here in the first half. Matt Dean with you here, our Fox 9 game of the week. Elena Bowe, the future Duluth Bulldog, working it out to the high post where it's pitched out by a Duke Ajulu, and now Gracie Wingy with it. We'll whip it out here to Lauren Robison. Ajula with it up high, 20 seconds into the game. Nice post touch and a kick out. Lauren Robison can't knock it in from three. Bo fighting for the rebound, but it's controlled by the Lions. Hope Counts leading the rush the other way. Dipped it off to Beckett Greenway, who couldn't finish. And Ajulu, quick hands in there, forces the tie-up that time with Providence Academy and keeps it on the Panther end of the floor. So the Lions with an early turnover. North with the possession arrow and the tie-up forced by Ajulu. Or almost a turnover, we should say. And the Lions, that's the turnover. They take it over and back. A little bit of a late whistle. And the Lion fans not too appreciative of it. And that'll bring it as a side-out play here for Lakeville North. The Panthers, we mentioned top of the broadcast, have already faced the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in Class 4A in the state. And they've got this matchup with the number 1 ranked 2A team and the 3-time defending state champions in the class, Duke Ajulu. Draws first blood here for the Panthers. A now senior 6'2" forward, averaging 10.7 a game through the Panthers' first 3 games. She's got the bucket, 2-0 Panthers, and Providence Academy cough up the basketball for a second straight possession, turn it over, and the Panthers will inbound. Providence Academy are 7-0 to start the year. They have, going back to last season, won 18 straight. You have to go back to February 2nd, earlier this year, when they lost here at home 76-80 to Maple Grove. They have since avenged that loss to the Crimson, already with a matchup with the number 2 ranked team in the state. That was in the opener at the Hopkins Tip-Off Classic. Providence beat Maple Grove 82-75 at a neutral venue. McKenna Schaefer picks up the first foul of the game, non-shooting, so an inbound play here to Lakeville North. That's the only common opponent these two teams have early in the year. It's only the 4th game for Lakeville North. Robison tries from 3 and knocks one through. Her second attempt, this time with a corner look. And Robison knocks it through here for Lakeville North. It's 5-0 Panthers to start the night, and then Hope Counts drilling a response here for the Lions. Panthers take it up, hand it off to Bo, works it out. Robison tries to get going, and Robison does. Splash and a boom from Lauren Robison. She's taken 3 shots for the Panthers, knocked down 2 triples, and it's 8-3 rather.
The Panthers, number 20, Ojulu.
Lakeville North with the lead. 8-2 is the score here as Hope Counts with the only 2-point bucket here for Providence Academy. They get it underneath to Emma Millerburn. Tough finish on the reversal. And that will cut into the Panther advantage, 8-4. Here to start the night on the road for North. Robison looked like she played it off her own foot and then turns it over here for Lakeville North. Tried to hit the floor and keep that in bounds, but it spilled into the Providence Academy bench. 8-4 it remains. Both teams with at least 1 turnover. Taken up the floor here by Beckett Greenway. And a jumper along the baseline for McKenna Schaefer. Her first 2. 3 different Lions have scored, and it's 8-6. A 4-0 run for Providence Academy after the Panthers led it 8-2. Here's Wilson backing down low. Spun around, couldn't finish. Duke Ajulu with the offensive rebound and draws the foul here for Lakeville North. That'll go against Hope Counts. Second for the Lions here in the early proceedings. We've not yet played 3 minutes. 15-18 left to go, and Ajulu at the line will knock that one through. Ajulu has 3 of the 9 for Lakeville North. Robison with a couple of threes for the Panthers early on. And Ajulu gets the Panthers to double digits first. She is 6 of 9 from the charity stripe to start the year. Panthers, as we said, playing it as their 4th game of the year. Corner 3. That was Beckett Greenway, no good. Panthers run the floor. Ajulu, quick jump stop, and the spinning reversal to lay it in for 2. 12-6, Lakeville North with the lead. Madden Greenway has it up high. Works it to Hope, counts. Nice slip pass off to Schaefer, and Sahara Wilson with the block to send it out the back here for Providence Academy. It'll stay on this end of the floor. Wilson, a 6'3" freshman forward. Her sister was the second leading scorer for the Panthers last year, now playing at Vanderbilt. This one fired too strong by Beckett Greenway. Bowe fighting tough for the rebound underneath for Lakeville. And they're going to call it a foul. It's going to go on Bowe for the push. That's the first going against Lakeville North. It announces the second for the Panthers. I've got it as just one for Lakeville North so far. And they'll call a push on Madden Greenway. Was that Bowe reaching in again? Elena Bowe with two quick ones for Lakeville North. And she will have to come out. That's a crucial piece for Andy Berkbaum in his lineup. Sierra McCudden, the 5'9" senior, comes in to replace her. McCudden averaging 2 a game off the bench early in the year for Lakeville North. She'll be asked to play some extended minutes here in the first half. Right wing three, Hope counts. No good. Rebound by Wilson, and the Panthers have it. McCudden slips it off to Robinson. The hot shooter fires too strong that time. Robinson, good work to try to chase down her own rebound. Couldn't come up with it. And here comes Greenway and the Lions. Slips one off the head, and the runner, a bunny underneath the basket. Schaefer couldn't put it through. 12-6, Panthers hold the lead as we played 4 minutes here in the Lions gym in Plymouth. Ajulu. Yes. Ajulu had one of her better games as a junior last year in the near win for the Panthers in their home barn against Providence Academy. Lions cough it up ahead of the Panther bench. And Andy Berkbaum and Lakeville North are going to make changes. Robinson, the hot shooter, will sit. Sophia Perry, a 5'10" junior guard, averaging nearly 5 a game off the bench. She's been the Panthers' leading bench scorer. She'll come in and run the point here. A couple of crossover moves to slip away from Beckett Greenway. Feeds it to the high post. Wilson comes out to get it and then hands it off. Now to Gracie Wingy. A block by Hope counts. Counts, I believe, is going to pick up her second here. And so some foul trouble for Providence Academy. Coach Connor Getz, 8th year as the head man at Providence Academy, will leave his starter in. Counts of the 2 fouls. And he's rewarded right away as Counts comes up with a steal. Step back three, Madden Greenway. Her first shot from the floor today, believe it or not. It's tipped around and batted out the back. Greenway is the second leading scorer in the state right now by total points. She trails only Minnehaha Academy's Addie Mack. She's 5th overall in the entire state in points per game, averaging an even 30 on the season. Wearing the pink shoes and working it up high, breezes by Gracie, number 22, McCudden, with the left-handed finish. And it breaks a bit of a drought there for Providence Academy. Madden Greenway with her first bucket. Some half-court pressure, picking up and putting the pressure on Perry was Beckett Greenway. And Beckett Greenway picks up her first, the 4th for Providence Academy. Some early fouls as they've got 3 on the Panthers and 4 on the home side Lions. Into Perry, walks it up the half-court line. She's double-teamed, looking for an outlet, leaps, gives it up. Panthers with a turnover. Ajulu hitting the floor, nearly got it back for Lakeville North. And now they settle it down with Counts. They're going to get Ajulu for a reach in there as Counts just slipped away from her. The whistle's flying fast and loose here in the first half. That's number 2 on Ajulu. That is 4 now on Lakeville North. Both teams have 4, and Providence Academy will inbound. Nice backdoor cut. Counts finding Schaefer. A deuce there to get Providence Academy back within 4. Panthers raced out to an 8-2 lead and have never trailed Another whistle. Something off the ball here. Wingy looks upset. And they'll say Millerburn reached in enough for the foul on Wingy. They are calling it tight here in the first half. It's going both ways, and the near even fouls on both sides reflecting it. Here's Wilson backing down, counts. Not a chance that time as Wilson extends the Panther lead back to 6. Here's Counts dancing in the lane and responding right away for Providence. 16-12. Lions have the lead. Perry tries to break the pressure that have caused the Panthers some problems. They get it up. Wilson passes up the baseline jumper, dragged her trail leg. And they've been a little ticky-tacky, I felt at times, but that's the right call there. Wilson, right in front of the official, was kind of caught in between a shot and tried to pull up and reflexively pulled her plant foot. 11:40 left to go here in the first half. 16-12, the visiting Panthers lead. Greenway tries to pop off from 3 and hits. The state's second leading scorer drills her first 3 of the night. And head coach Connor Getz and Providence Academy will call timeout here with 11 and a half minutes to play in the first half. We'll take our first break as you're watching the Fox 9 Prep Game of the Week. 16-15, Panthers with the edge here on Providence.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At True Stone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we will give you up to $350 when you switch to a True Stone checking account. It's true, because we're True Stone.
It's not just any day. It's your day off. A chance to reset, to recharge. A day to lace up.
Back inside the Providence Academy gym, 16-15. A Madden Greenway 3 has cut into a Lakeville North lead that at one point was up to 6. And the full court pressure from the Lions causing a lot of problems here in this Lakeville North team. And they give it up right out of a timeout called by Connor Getz, who's in his 8th season as the head coach at Providence Academy. Andy Bertvam looks on from this side of the court. Madden Greenway with back-to-back threes. A turnover in between, and Greenway makes the Panthers pay. Lions in front for the first time, 18-16. And a timeout called by Andy Bertvam and the Panthers in what is still a one-possession game, but the momentum very much on the side of the Lions right now. So get a look at that huddle, and Andy Bertvam, 25th year head coach of Lakeville North. This is his second stint in charge of the Lakeville North girls program. He rejoined the Panthers last year after a 10-year hiatus. His first stint included a 2010 state title. He led the Lakeville High School Panthers to state championships back-to-back years in 2001 and 2002. Over 400 wins between his tenure as the Lakeville and then Lakeville North head coach when the two high schools split off in 05. He's back as their girls coach, taking over for his former player Shelly Clemens, who stepped aside after leading the Panthers to state 7 times in her 10 very successful seasons as the head coach. 18-16, the Panthers find themselves trailing here with just inside 11 minutes left to go in the first half. The off-ball cutter does a nice job to keep the ball in play. That was Sierra McCudden, but then it's juggled out of bounds by Sophia Perry. Lakeville North with their 6th turnover of the half already. We have played just over 7 minutes of the 18. And that's been the problem for Lakeville North this year. Their top 2 scorers are gone. It's one thing to find who's going to put the ball in the hole when you lose a couple of Division I players like Trinity Wilson and Gabby Betton from last year. But One of their biggest losses here, runner in the lane, tipped up by Millibrand, and the Panthers control the rebound, one and done. It's another thing to lose a point guard in particular like Benton, who really was such a key ball handler and had the ball in so many big moments and so often would find Trinity Wilson down on the block. Here spinning in is Wingy. She'll kick it out. Long three. The bank's open. Lauren Robison back into the game out of the timeout. Her third made three, and they're going to call a travel on Madden Greenway. That turns it over here for Providence Academy, 19-18. Panthers back in front after Providence Academy had taken their first lead of the game at 18-16. Panthers out to a 1-2 start, having already faced the top two teams in their class, girls 4A. And Providence Academy trying to keep an 18-game win streak going back to last season going. That one rolls through for Sahara Wilson. 4 early points for the Panther freshman. She played a bit with her sister last year, usually spelled her sister for some spurts off the bench. Trinity, as we said, now at Vanderbilt. Sahara Wilson was kind of her backup as an 8th grader last year. Robison off the line that time on the three. Both teams doing a good job on the defensive glass, keeping it to one and dones. I think they're going to get Gracie Wingy for the foul just as Providence Academy crossed the half-court line.
Gracie Wingy. That's her first personal, Panthers 5th.
That will be against Wingy. 5th for the Panthers. Both teams have 5 fouls. Our first substitution, they're pretty rare for Coach Getz. Schaefer comes off, and Alexa Nikolai, the sophomore forward listed at 5'11", is out there. Cutter along the baseline. Hope counts for a couple for Providence. It's back to a 1-point game. 21-20 with the Panthers in front on the road. 9 minutes left to play. Driving inside, Wingy attacks the double team. Greenway was trying to draw the charge. And they're going to call that as a blocking foul. And they'll give it to Greenway.
Wingy at the line, shooting 2.
So Gracie Wingy, a 5'11" senior guard, is at the line. Several of her AAU teammates, she doesn't necessarily play with a lot of the Providence players, but a lot of the players on Providence and at least a couple on the Panthers all play their AAU basketball at North Tartan in the Twin Cities. Different age groups and a bunch of different teams, but these are programs that are familiar with each other. They're going to call this Lakeville North basketball and say that it last tipped off of Hope counts. That'll be a turnover against the Lions, and Lakeville North with a chance to get some back here in this 21-20 game with the Panthers leading. And they're going to call a block on Counts, adding further insult to injury. They said that it tipped off of her. Counts just picked up her third. So both teams with some foul trouble to deal with early. And Aduka Julu, who is playing with 2 fouls herself for Lakeville North, is up at the line. Julu will knock through the first. The foul trouble, if you have to have a high whistle first half, it benefits the Panthers more. They have more depth, will go deeper into the bench, where Providence Academy, they pretty much roll with their starting 5 for the most part. Only a couple of players have come off the bench in every game, and nobody averages more than 4 a game off the bench. That's the sophomore Alexa Nikolai, who's got the ball here. Turns around and shoots and can't finish. Off the glass, it falls to Aduka Julu. It stays 23-20. Panthers in front. Wingy lost it on the handle. Reaching a takeaway here by Providence. Greenway running the floor. The speedster couldn't get the friendly roll in the home gym. And a whistle after the play in the battle for the rebound. We'll see who they give the foul to.
Falls on the Panthers, number 2, Elena Bowe.
That'll go against Elena Bowe. That's Bowe's third. Remember, she came out of the game after picking up a couple of quick fouls inside the first 5 minutes. And Bo, who's often given the assignment of the best scorer on the other team, I haven't been paying too close of attention to where she's been matched up with defensively, but you have to imagine Bo was expected to log a lot of minutes guarding the dangerous Madden Greenway tonight, so that hurts the Panthers. And Nikolai only able to knock through one of the two at the free throw line. 23-21. Bo and Wingy, a couple of the starters, sitting right now for North. Little backdoor cut, nicely done to find McCudden. She misses, and Ajulu picks up the mess off the offensive glass. 25-21, Lakeville North of the lead. Ajulu nearly forcing a steal. They work it around. Open corner three. Splash for Beckett Greenway. Beckett, the younger sister of Madden Greenway, averaging 10.5 points per game coming in. It's her second year playing varsity, off the bench mostly last year for the Lions. Bounce pass finding Ajulu, goes up, a foul called on counts. It looked like from up here she got all ball, but this will send Duke Ajulu to the line.
Number 24, Hope Counts, that's her fourth.
And that is 4 already on Hope Counts here in the first half. And if you went and gave some truth serum to Connor Getz, the last player he would probably want to get into this kind of foul trouble early, I mean, it's certainly going to be Madden Greenway. If you have to pick a second player, it's definitely Hope Counts. She's their second leading scorer. She's their only player that you can really send out there with real length on the floor, which Lakeville North has in spades. Alexa Nikolai with a quick 2 to respond on the other end there for Providence Academy. So Hope Counts with 4 fouls, and she sits right now. Tough one there for Ajulu. Panthers can't get it to go. Greenway blitzing up the floor and couldn't finish the bunny underneath the basket. Rebound falls here to the Panthers. They run the floor, find Ajulu. She'll pitch it out underneath, and McCudden works it around. Wilson down low. They'll say a push came before the shot. You could hear the Providence fans hooting and hollering as they'll give Nikolai the foul there, the sophomore. They wanted a travel call with the way that this game's been officiated, called on Ajulu. And 2 of the starters coming back in, including Wingy. Sierra Wilson's at the line here for Lakeville North. And she misses, but it falls here to Wingy. 26-27 North. Wild shot there by Wilson. Goes over the top of the backboard. Out of bounds, and it's 1 and done. And the officials get together. Initially, they said that that was Wilson throwing it up off the top of the backboard herself. It's tipped, so it'll stay with Lakeville North. Good work by the crew to get together and get the call right. Work out to the corner. Here's Perry, way offline on the 3. 27-26. Sloppy first half. These two teams have combined for 12 turnovers. Lakeville North's got 7 of them. And Ajulu reaching in, trying to force the steal, committed the foul instead on Nikolai.
That's her third.
And Ajulu's got to be careful. She's playing with 3 now. Bo and Ajulu have 3 apiece. Hope Counts critically has 4 already in the first half. 6:25 left to go here, first half, here at Providence Academy in Plymouth. Nikolai at the line, and it goes out here on the front end of a 1-and-1. Both teams in the single bonus. Next foul by Providence Academy puts Lakeville North into the double. Wingy, Perry on the floor out there with Bryn Conan. They break the full court pressure. Wilson's the 5th. Here's Wingy. Tough teardrop shot, didn't go. A little half-court pressure brought on the Lions to try to answer back. Here's Greenway trying to shake off McCudden. And now they hand it off up high back to Beckett Greenway. Long two out of the hand of Nikolai. No good, but an offensive rebound. Nikolai tries again, left it short. Nikolai spinning with it, finds Beckett Greenway, then her older sister Madden, the junior. Splits the lane, goes up with the shot, and McCudden with a hand in there, I think is going to get the foul for North. That is the 8th on Lakeville North, first for McCudden. And a shooting foul here will put Greenway at the line for 2. Greenway knocks through the first. When these two teams matched up last year, Providence Academy hung on in a one-possession game, winning 78-75 about this time last year in Lakeville. Greenway did not have her best shooting performance in that game, and it's crazy to say, as she dropped 40 that night. Went just 12 of 29 from the floor, only hit 2 of her 8 three-point attempts, but scored 12 of 14 foul attempts at the line, which made it a big night and got her to 40. And an immediate answer on the three from Madden Greenway after McCudden had just knocked in a 2. It's 31-29. And 5:14 left to go here in the first. McKenna Schaefer picking up the foul in the scramble. That's 2 on Schaefer. Panthers into the double bonus now.
Lily Christensen will be shooting 2.
So both teams with some foul trouble, tap into their depth a little bit. Lily Christensen, the sophomore, is the one who's up at the line here. And Christensen will knock down both foul shots. And the game is tied up at 31 all. 6th turnover there for Providence Academy, and Lakeville North will give it right back. We've got Providence for 6, Lakeville North for 8. Tie 31 all game with 5:02 left to go here in the first period. Worked around for a corner 3. Offline out of the hand that time. And Providence Academy rolling to their bench a bit deeper. That was Schaefer with the 3. And a loose ball on the floor. They'll award it to Lakeville North. Attacking the basket was Christensen. And they'll simply say one and done off the miss. Good block there from Shannon Healy. Wears number 11 for Providence Academy. Greenway with a little mid-range shot. Panthers break the pressure. Get an open 3 for Gracie Wingy, who touches off for Lakeville North. Wingy to make it 34-33. Panthers in front. Lid on the rim that time on the other end from Beckett Greenway. And it bounces out of play here. Defensive team rebound for Lakeville North. Panthers will make some substitutions. Robinson's out there with McCudden. Those two playing catch with it. They get it up to Wingy to break the pressure. Bryn Conan and Wilson, the other two on the floor. Robinson just offline on the triple. Robinson, all of her shots have come from beyond the arc. She's 3 of 7. Greenway, shovel pass down low. Backwards reversal by McKenna Schaefer. 35-34. Lions in front. As Wilson does a nice job of the pass to break it through to McCudden. They work it out. Wingy, same spot, same result. back-to-back threes from Gracie Wingy. They keep finding her on the right wing. She keeps knocking them down. 37-35. The visitors, Lakeville in front. Little mid-range jumper from Emma Miller-Burns. And it's back to 37 all. Well, this game did not have a lot of moments to catch your breath when these two teams got after it last year in Lakeville. Tough runner there from Robison. Her first shot from inside the arc. And it's one and done for Lakeville North as Wilson battling for the rebound. They'll say got the foul. It's amazing with how many fouls we have in this game. And I'm not saying that Wilson has done anything dirty, but just Wilson, a post who's in the block fighting for rebounds. That's her first foul. All the fouls, there have been a ton of them kind of called on ticky-tacky kind of reach-ins around the perimeter. So the fact that Wilson was just called for first, a little bit unusual, sending Shannon Healy to the line. 37-37 game. And Healy's going to sit after the missed free throw, and this officiating crew are fighting it here tonight. A lot of discussions and clarifications among themselves to make sure they're getting it right. Basketball awarded to Lakeville North after it fell out of bounds after Healy missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Lakeville North gives it up. Steal and an easy basket for McKenna Schaefer. Lakeville North have struggled with turnovers this year. They nearly cough it up again. In their last game, Thursday against Rochester Mayo, the Panthers had 17 turnovers. That was their season low against good competition, some suffocating defenses, it should be noted, in Hopkins and Maple Grove. The Panthers turned it over more than 20 times in each of their first two games of the year. They've been tested against some of the best in the state early in the year. Coach Bergbaum not shy with scheduling anybody early in the season. Wingy takes it into the lane, walks with it, and gives it up. Lakeville North already with 9 turnovers, 2:24 left to play here in the first half. Providence Academy have a 39-35 lead with inside 2.5 to go in the first. Greenway, yes. 18 for Madden Greenway. And that's just ho-hum from number 30. One of the state's leading scorers, averages 30 a game. And she's on pace for more than that here tonight. 1:59 left to go. We hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. Perry off the left wing for Lakeville North. Shuttles it to Robison. Up high with 9 to shoot. Robison along here. Gets the underhand pitch back from McCudden. Robison now with 2 to shoot. Steps into the shot. Almost banked it in, but no good. Robison's been active. Milliburn with the board. Pitches it off. And they'll call a whistle and a travel here on Greenway. She can't believe it. Greenway faked out her defender trying to pull up, not quite from the logo, but back from the volleyball line almost. And that's Greenway range. You can see the respect the Panthers had for her, and they'll say that was a travel. And both teams getting a little bit frustrated with the quickness of the whistle. 1:20 left to go here in the first half. Inside to Wilson. Tries to seal down low, and they'll say Lakeville North gives it up. .110 remaining. Nice inside-out game to open up the 3. Did not go out of the hand of Milliburn, the 5'9" sophomore guard. Another steal here from Providence Academy. Milliburn, who took it away, couldn't finish. 11 first-half turnovers for the Panthers. They get it down low to Nikolai. And she's able to break a bit of a drought here from both teams. 44-37, your updated score with inside a minute left to go. 35 seconds and 20 on the shot clock. Inside to Wilson. Turns around left hand, no. Man, Providence Academy have done a great job guarding Wilson without their biggest player. Hope counts. McKenna Schaefer quickly up the floor in transition. 46-37 Providence Academy. And they are on a 7-2 run right now. 11-3. They go back a little bit further. Advantage Lions to open up their biggest lead. It looked like Alexa Nikolai had it, and it got ripped away by Wilson. They are going to call Wilson for her second there. Both teams are in the double bonus. 1.9 seconds left to go, and give Alexa Nikolai a lot of credit. 5'11" with Hope Counts on the bench with 4 fouls. She's had to step in and basically play the 5, and she's hanging tough with the 6'3" Wilson down low so far, getting some points. She's at 6 now as she tries to knock through her second free throw. Nikolai will do just that. 7 points for the 5'11" sophomore. Less than 2 seconds left to go as Lakeville North tries to play it in. And after 0.2 of a second roll off, Robinson will head back underneath the baseline here as the trigger. See if the Panthers can fire off one last shot. Skip pass. They won't even try. It's going to take us into halftime, where Providence Academy closes the first half on a 13-3 run to stretch it out to their largest advantage of the night. 9 points, 48-37 as we hit the halftime horn. We'll step aside for a quick break. Come on back to recap the action. Our Fox 9 prep game of the week has the #1 ranked Lions ahead of 10th ranked Lakeville North. Back in a couple of minutes here next on Fox 9's YouTube page. Keep it right here.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At Truestone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we will give you up to $350 when you switch to a Truestone checking account. It's true, because we're Truestone.
It's not just any day. It's your day off. A chance to reset, to recharge. A day to lace up, stretch out, and dive into what ignites your soul. This day is all about you, living life at your summit.
I think that Beehive Homes of Lakeville stands out from other options is because of their unique layout and the limited amount of rooms, but the fact that even though they only have 20 units, they have a lot of staff so that there's hands-on care 24/7. You know, my mother is fairly picky about the food, but here they took really good care of her. If there was something on the menu that they knew that my mother didn't like, they'd make something special just for her.
I'm Jill from the Jill Henning State Farm Agency in Lakeville. The winner of this competition will be the team that excels at the little things. At the Jill Henning State Farm Agency, we are committed to the little things. Whether it's answering your call and resolving what you need quickly, going the extra mile to ensure you have a smooth claims experience, or making sure you understand what coverage you need so you don't end up with too much or too little. Stop by the Jill Henning State Farm Agency on Kenwood Trail in Lakeville, or check us out online at jillhenning.net to see what our client reviews have to say about working with us.
At Luther Burnsville Hyundai, we're more than just the South Metro's top Hyundai dealer. We care about the community we serve. That's why we're excited every time a young student gets behind the wheel for the first time. We also take pride in selling safe, reliable vehicles for kids and families, because we want everyone driving to practice, games, or concerts to arrive safe and sound. At Luther Burnsville Hyundai, we take pride in serving the community and are proud to support high school activities.
There are lots of reasons to want a big backyard. At Truestone Home Mortgage, we all agree dog birthday party is at the top. Great home loans, expert help, and a focus on what matters to you. It's true, because we're Truestone.
Back inside Providence Academy here in Plymouth. Matt Dean with you here, our Fox 9 game of the week. 10th ranked Lakeville North out of Class 4A, traveling to Plymouth and looking for revenge when these two teams met up last year. The Lions came to Lakeville and won 78-75 on December 15th of last season. Madden Greenway dropping 40 points on a 12 of 29 shooting performance when she really did a lot of her damage getting to the free throw line, where she made 12 of 14 attempts from the stripe and just did an excellent job attacking the teeth of the Panther defense and earning her trip to the foul line. It's been a bit of a different game a year later. It's had the same quick pace as you'd expect from two talented teams. Greenway's getting her points, one of the best we've ever seen in high school basketball in the state of Minnesota. Madden Greenway with 18 points. The junior guard right now leads the way and leads all scorers. But foul trouble is the biggest story right now in the game. Grace Counts picked up 4 early fouls before the halfway mark of the first stanza. Hope Counts, the senior forward, has 4 personal fouls. Lakeville North's had to play carefully as 2 of their starters have 3. That's Bo and Ajulu, and Sahara Wilson picking up a couple late. So both teams having to manage their lineups very carefully, and that's particularly hurt Providence Academy. They lost the size of their 6'2" senior forward for most of the half. A lot of players frustrated with the way the game's getting officiated. And Providence Academy in particular, their foul trouble is concerning because they don't have a deep bench. They typically only are playing 7, maybe 8 players on a given night in a close game, and their 5 starters are eating up heavy minutes each and every game. So no Hope Counts, but Providence Academy did a really nice job. Alexa Nikolai, the 5'11 sophomore, a big part of it, off the bench, making it tough on Sahara Wilson and some of the other bigs. Aduka Julu got hers, 14 points, leads the Panthers at the half, but Sahara Wilson, the dominating 6'3" post at times, she was held quiet with just 4 points on 4 of 7 shooting. We're still tallying up some of the first half numbers. We'll take another break. When we come on back, we'll peek in on some of those team trends and overall numbers. Providence Academy, the 3-time defending state champions in Class 3A, they finish out the first half on a 13-3 run to take a 9-point lead on 10th-ranked Lakeville North in girls Class 4A. Back for more from the halftime show next here on Fox 9 Plus's YouTube channel.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At Truestone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we will give you up to $350 when you switch to a Truestone checking account. It's true, because we're Truestone.
It's not just any day. It's your day off. A chance to reset, to recharge. A day to lace up, stretch out, and dive into what ignites your soul. This day is all about you, living life at your summit.
I think that Beehive Homes of Lakeville stands out from other options is because of their unique layout and the limited amount of rooms, but the fact that even though they only have 20 units, they have a lot of staff so that there's hands-on care 24/7. You know, my mother is fairly picky about the food, but here they took really good care of her. If there was something on the menu that they knew that my mother didn't like, they'd make something special just for her.
I'm Jill from the Jill Henning State Farm Agency in Lakeville. The winner of this competition will be the team that excels at the little things. At the Jill Henning State Farm Agency, we are committed to the little things. Whether it's answering your call and resolving what you need quickly, going the extra mile to ensure you have a smooth claims experience, or making sure you understand what coverage you need so you don't end up with too much or too little. Stop by the Jill Henning State Farm Agency on Kenwood Trail in Lakeville, or check us out online at jillhenning.net to see what our client reviews have to say about working with us.
At Luther Burnsville Hyundai, we're more than just the South Metro's top Hyundai dealer. We care about the community we serve. That's why we're excited every time a young student gets behind the wheel for the first time. We also take pride in selling safe, reliable vehicles for kids and families, because we want everyone driving to practice, games, or concerts to arrive safe and sound. At Luther Burnsville Hyundai, we take pride in serving the community and are proud to support high school activities.
There are lots of reasons to want a big backyard. At Truestone Home Mortgage, we all agree dog birthday party is at the top. Great home loans, expert help, and a focus on what matters to you. It's true, because we're Truestone.
Back inside the Providence Academy gym in Plymouth. The Lakeville North Panthers trailing the top-ranked Class 2A team in the state in Providence Academy. 48-37 is your score here on Fox 9's YouTube page. Glad you could make us a part of your Tuesday night. Our producer and camera operator is Curtis Jolin. I'm Matt Dean. We're here every Tuesday, same place, right here on the Fox 9 YouTube channel. So make sure to check out our game of the week. We do a little hockey, do a little hoops, and always a top-tier high school matchup in the great state of Minnesota to bring you each and every week. Let's dig into some of the numbers from the first half. Both teams, believe it or not, shot better than 45% in the first half. Lakeville North at 46%. Providence Academy at better than 50%. They were 19 of 37. Both teams had 5 made threes. The Panthers 5 of 11. Providence Academy 5 of 12. And both teams pretty even in terms of free throw attempts. 8 of 11 were Lakeville North, 73%. Providence Academy at 63% were 5 of 8. The difference in the game has been the turnovers. Lakeville North, they were costly, 11 of them in the first half, for a team that has struggled in that department this year, averaging 15 turnovers per game. Providence Academy got a little sloppy with the basketball late, and they coughed it up 7 times. So when these teams weren't turning the ball over, when there weren't a lot of whistles, they were making some shots, but fouls were the story as Grace Counts, number 24, comes out with all 4 of the other starters for Providence Academy. She's playing with 4 fouls, gets involved right away, and attacks the basket fearlessly to get Providence Academy to 50. Counts had 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting in the first half. Aduka Julu from the free throw line, taking it in and pulls up. No, but Gracie Wingy with the offensive rebound. Resets back up top. Looks like the Panthers come out with all 5 of their original starters, including Elena Bowe, who's playing with 3 fouls. Nearly threw it away there to Ajulu. Madden Greenway with the steal. Dishes off and gets it to her teammate Emma Millerburn. Only 2 points for Millerburn in the first half on 1 of 4 shooting from the field. 52-37. Lions have the advantage, opening up their first double-digit lead of the game. Wilson underneath the basket, no. Almost tipped it back to a teammate. How about that outlet pass right up the floor to get it to Millerburn again. Providence bringing the pressure. That caused the Panthers some problems, and they're going to be a timeout called by Andy Bertbaum. He'll do that to avoid the 8-second violation to get it over the half-court line. And so Lakeville North will circle up here. Early timeout taken as we play just over 2 minutes. We'll keep it right here in this second half. Lakeville North opened up an 8-2 advantage in the first half. It was neck and neck for most of the first half. 16-10, Providence Academy went on a little bit of a run, and it stayed a 1-possession game for most of the half until Providence closed that first half on a 13-3 run. And so far they've opened up the second half with a 6-0 run of their own. So make it 19-3 Providence Academy since about 5 minutes left to go in that second half.
Number 30, Madden Greenway, that's her second.
Madden Greenway is not one of the Lions in foul trouble right now, but that could change. She just picked up her second in the early proceedings of the second half. 16:37 left to go. Panthers will inbound to the half-court line with Robinson. Gets it into Elena Bowe, committed to University of Minnesota Duluth in the NSIC. Gives it up, trying to feed it to Wilson. And another turnover for the Panthers. Greenway in transition. The lefty finish to get her to 20. And the Tides continuing to go Providence Academy's way. 8-0, make it 10-0 run to open up the second half. And 23-3 going back to late in the second. 56-37. Lions right now. The drought continues for Lakeville North. Julu to Wingy. Flips it in down low to Wilson. Double team comes. Gets it back out to Wingy. Wingy tucks it off right hand. The lid stays on the rim for Lakeville North. Greenway pulls up into a 3 in transition and airballs it. Greenway had 18 points in the first half. She did so on 5 of 8 shooting. Pretty efficient. To this point, she's 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Greenway showing off the soccer skills as well, too, juggling the basketball. Her and her sister are state champion soccer players. Providence Academy, I believe it was the 2A title they won just this past fall at US Bank Stadium. And none would be surprised. Madden Greenway was the Lions' leading scorer on the soccer pitch as well, too. 42 goals scored last fall, second in the entire state.
Number 2, Elena Bowe, that's her 4th.
Elena Bowe just picked up her 4th foul and now has to sit for Lakeville North. I don't think it can be overstated on how big of an impact that's had in the game. Bowe, such a steadying player on both ends, and maybe the Panthers' best perimeter defender. They have not had her for most of the game in foul trouble. She picked up 2 early and a 3rd one about midway through the first half. She's probably going to be the primary on-ball defender of Madden Greenway. 56-37, coughed up here by Providence Academy. Their first turnover the second half. They had 7 in the first. We played nearly 3 minutes into the second, 15 to go. Panthers looking for their first bucket of the second half. They're looking for their first points of any kind. They'll take it any way they can get it right now. It was 9-point advantage for Providence Academy at the break. Wilson, no. Drought continues. Batted around. Nicely done by Greenway to keep that ball alive. Providence will set up into the half court. Greenway off the left wing. Tough lefty runner. No good. With the lead Providence Academy has right now, it's not in their nature to play slow, but you almost wonder if Coach Getz needs to rein it in over there. And Wingy off the mark on the 3. There is still a lot of time left, but I don't know that it's too early to start thinking about limiting the possessions if you can. McKenna Schaefer picks up number 3 for Providence Academy. They've got to start playing a little bit softer on defense. Counts has 4. Schaefer, number 21, now has 3. And Providence Academy, as we've talked about, not a ton of depth they want to lean on coming off the bench. Lauren Robison to inbound it. She's been a standout for the Panthers. 3 first half threes yet to score here in the second half. I don't know what that was about. They'll make Robison inbound the play yet again. And they find McCudden. Sierra McCudden still trying to break the drought for the Panthers. Julu inside to Wilson. 8 to shoot. High off the glass, no. Aduka Julu with a rebound puts it up. And that one doesn't drop either. The tough stretch continues for the Panthers. And Providence Academy will give it up on the other end. If Lakeville North sniffs their way back into this game and gets hot, Providence Academy are going to look back at some of these early second half possessions and wonder, what were we thinking? nearly up 20. They're still trying to push and get it in transition, and that's all well and good. If you have the easy bucket, take it. They are forcing it right now. A couple of turnovers back-to-back. They'll get it up ahead to McCudden, and a foul in on Providence Academy.
Greenway, that's her second personal, Lions third.
That'll be the second on Beckett Greenway. 3.5 for Providence, only one committed by Lakeville North, and tipped off the hands there of Wilson, and another turnover for Lakeville North. 14 in the game now for the Panthers. Sloppy. Providence gives it right up. I think that's 3 turnovers in a row. Ajulu with the steal. And thrown away by the Panthers yet again. 13:36 left to go, second half. 54-37. Providence Academy have a commanding lead. They have not played their cleanest basketball of the year. Counts, little jumper in the lane. That's more like it. I think the Panthers were playing a little bit of a zone defensive look there. And that was easy for Counts to spin around and hit the jumper well within her range. Wingy firing from 3, still doesn't go. Wingy will pass up the rebuttal and get it up high to Lauren Robison. 10-0 run to open up the second half here for Providence Academy, and 23-3 going back late into the first half. Greenway pulls out and gets back into the paint. Tries to split 2 defenders. Tough shot as she tried to go between Wilson and McCudden. And a whistle as Ajulu steps out here on the right side. Panthers will make changes as Robison and McCudden will sit. They bring back in Bryn Conan off the bench. And this is Lily Christensen, the sophomore, with it. Had a couple of points at the free throw line in the first half. Works it on to Conan, the other that just checked in for Coach Bert Vom with her. Wilson, long 2, ends the drought finally for Lakeville North.
Wilson, 2.
It cuts into a 10-0 run to open up the half for Providence, and a 23-3 run from earlier in the game. Corner look, Greenway does not go for 3. Wingy takes her time getting it over the half-court line, breaks the pressure, crosses up Greenway, the hoop and the horn. Sometimes you just gotta see one go through. Wingy saw her teammate do it, took it to the tin. And Beckett Greenway picks up her 3rd personal foul. Gracie Wingy with a chance at an old-school 3-point play. 41-58. Still a bit of a hill to climb here for Lakeville North, but a good start.
Fouls on the Panthers, number 21, Lily Christensen. That's her first personal. Team second.
First on Christensen. Neither team threatening to get into the bonus as of yet. There's 4 on the Lions, 2 on the Panthers. A big cat matchup. Top 10 teams in the state of Minnesota on our Fox 9 prep game of the week. Providence Academy, the 3-time defending state champions in Class 2A. Coach Getz calls timeout. We'll take it with them. 58-42. Panthers still trailing here in Providence Academy.
60 Communities deliver safety and stability that improves lives. We build trust, one relationship at a time, and surround people with holistic programs and resources that ensure safe and healthy homes, address hunger and homelessness, and increase high school graduation rates. With community support, we lay the foundation for a better tomorrow. 360 Communities. Help in the moment, hope for the future.
I'm Jill from the Jill Henning State Farm Agency in Lakeville. The winner of this competition will be the team that excels at the little things. At the Jill Henning State Farm Agency, we are committed to the little things. Whether it's answering your call and resolving what you need quickly, going the extra mile to ensure you have a smooth claims experience, or making sure you understand what coverage you need so you don't end up with too much or too little. Stop by the Jill Henning State Farm Agency on Kenwood Trail in Lakeville, or check us out online at jillhenning.net to see what our client reviews have to say about working with us.
58-42, Panthers broke the drought to start the second half. After Providence Academy raced out to a 10-0 run to begin the second, Panthers break the seal, but still has some work to do. Number 1 ranked Providence Academy, winners of 18 in a row going back to last season, batted around for a couple of offensive rebounds, but can't finish in the end. And the Panthers control down 16. Ajulu works it out to Christensen. They get it back to Wingy up high. Wingy has one of just 2 buckets for the Panthers here in the second half. Wild shot underneath, and Ajulu puts it back up there for Lakeville North. .58-44. Beckett Greenway to the high post. It counts. Millerburn for 3. Yes! Emma Millerburns, a returning starter and one of those key varsity contributors to the Lions' 3rd straight state title last year. No team in Minnesota girls basketball has ever won 4 state championships in a row at any class. Providence Academy trying to do it at the 2A level this year. Giveaway, and Madden Greenway with the finish and the foul. She's headed to the line. It's 22 for Greenway now. McCudden picks up her 2nd personal foul as Greenway goes to the line for a 3-point play. Greenway entered the year with over 3,400 points. It ranks 14th all-time in Minnesota girls basketball history. She has already moved up to 8th all-time. With 3,611, she trails Addie Mack, who is still playing, a senior at Minnehaha Academy, who's committed to Maryland. She'll be playing in the Big Ten next year. Mack is probably going to finish her career at the end of this season 2nd all-time. And Greenway and Mack, when it's all said and done, they're on pace to be the 2nd and 3rd ever players in Minnesota girls hoops history to get to over 5,000 career points. The one that everybody is chasing is Rebecca Dahlman. She played at Brom High School from 2008 to 2013. Only player in state history on the girls' side to reach 5,000 career points. Here's a shot from 3 by Millerburn. Doesn't go. Wilson with a rebound. 64-44. The lead still 20 here for Providence Academy.
Fouls on the line, number 4, Emma Millerburn. That's her 2nd personal. Lions 5th.
5th team foul for Providence Academy. On one that is starting to look out of reach for Andy Berkvam and Lakeville North. Well, a lot of credit should be given to the Panthers and Coach Berkvam for scheduling this series. They played last year in Lakeville, where the Lions won in a 1-possession game that came down to the wire. This one swirls in and out. Somehow it doesn't go. That's just been the way it's gone for Lakeville tonight. Lily Christensen with a miss, tipped off the Lions, and the Panthers will get another chance. 9:05 left to go. 64-44 Providence Academy. 20 seconds left in the shot clock. And they didn't get it in bounds in time. And it's another turnover here for the Panthers. They're 18th of the game. When you're a Class 4A school, the biggest division in high school basketball, nice up and under move, Hope, ounce, That gets her to a dozen. It does not behoove you to schedule games against the lower classes. If you lose, it hurts you in the QRF rankings. Lauren Robinson with that last miss from 3, a wrestle for the rebound, and in the thick of it for Lakeville North was Christensen. They'll call jump ball, and it'll stay with the Panthers. You don't have a lot to gain if you're the 4A school in a matchup with a lower class. A lot of the sections use QRF pretty heavily when they decide the seedings for section playoffs, but credit to Coach Bergbaum, he doesn't care about that. Lakeville North are typically, if not the favorite, one of the favorites in Section 1 and 4A. So they're going to have a pretty sweet spot to be if they win their conference games like they usually do. Here's Bo trying for 3, way too strong. She's been in so much foul trouble today, we barely said her name. That's the first shot attempt from the floor for Elena Bo, a 10-a-game scorer.
Falls on the Panthers, number 4.
That's her first shot, and she stays scoreless, missing from the 3. They'll give the foul there to Robinson, the freshman, picking up her first. So Bergbaum doesn't care. They have an opportunity to play a team like Providence Academy with some of the players like the Greenway sisters, like a Hope Counts. It's good competition that sharpens you for the state tournament. Counts missing the second effort after the Nikolai attempts, and it stays 66-44. This is the largest lead that Providence Academy has had so far on the night, 22 points. Bo along the baseline. Bo lowers the shoulder, and they're going to call an offensive foul, and that is going to be the end of the night for Elena Bo.
Fouls on number 2, Elena Bo. That's her 5th.
She ends the night fouling out, no points on 1 shot attempt, and a tremendous player we just did not get to see enough of tonight for Lakeville North. Picked up 2 quick ones, sat on the bench for most of the first half, and a frustrating night for one of the best defenders in the state. Beckett Greenway knocks one through on the other end and extends that monsoon of an advantage here for Providence Academy. 7.5 minutes left to play. Flip down, Ajulu, lefty runner on the move. Aduka Julu has been a bright spot for Lakeville North. 18 points to lead the way for the Panthers. Little spinning turnaround from Greenway. My goodness! Madden Greenway to 25 now for the Lions. 7 minutes left to go. Walk through here by Robinson. Touches it off to the high post here to Wilson. Wilson down low. Nice slip off to Ajulu. And a foul going to go against the Lions here. It has not been the cleanest game from either side. Ajulu will go to the line. Madden Greenway, Beckett Greenway, all of a sudden picks up her 4th. And now 2 Lion starters are in danger of fouling out. This game looking to be well in hand for Providence Academy. Ajulu stays at 18 with that miss. Ajulu averaged 9 points per game last year, ranked 5th on the Panther team. Her average ticking up. She came into play today 10-7 a game through 3 and has 18 tonight, which is a new season high. And I believe that's a new career high. Here's a jumper from Wilson, left off the front. So in back-to-back years, there's given up by Gracie Wingy. Running the floor, go the Lions. Nice step through crossover move from Nikolai. Didn't have the finish. Pitches out, Greenway, deep 3, a little short. Ajulu with a rebound. Panthers get it up to Wingy. 70-46. Right now the lead. And Robinson can't find the stroke she had going, especially in the first half. And that one bats out here. Providence Academy basketball. Lauren Robinson, we talked about some of the D1 bloodlines in the Panthers already with Sahara Wilson and her older sister. Lauren Robinson's older brother is a freshman at Wisconsin and a commit at Lakeville North who is playing for the Badgers right now. Jack, Lauren's older brother. She's the trigger right here for Lakeville North. He was a Mr. Basketball finalist for Lakeville North last year. Came up just short of the state tournament. And a lot of, particularly on the boys' side, mostly a lot of Lakeville North basketball players going from Lakeville to Madison. It's become something of a pipeline these last 10 years. Lakeville North Panthers turned into Wisconsin Badgers. 70-46 remains our score here. Providence Academy leads it, 5.5 to go. Greenway off the baseline, strokes that one through. 27 now for Greenway. She's almost to her per game average, which is remarkably 30 a game. And again, her and Addie Mack of Minnehaha Academy are going to be duking it out night in and night out for the state scoring title this year. Foul here goes against Nikolai, sending Wilson to the line. So Addie Mack, we've mentioned, is going to Maryland. She has a slight edge entering play today on Greenway. Greenway had come in with 210 points. Mack had 239. Greenway is 5th in the state in overall points per game. Most teams have not already played 7. It'll be 8 after tonight. But give some credit to Addie Mack. That's a miss by Schaefer on the other end. Mack has played 6, I believe, entering the night, and is still leading Greenway in scoring. Everybody else on that list, and we've said Greenway 5th in points per game. Everybody else has only played just a handful of games to start the year. There's Madden Greenway barreling down the other way. They're going to get Sophia Perry for the foul and send Greenway to the line to shoot 2. 4:51 left to go. 72-46. Providence Academy looking impressive here against a good Lakeville North team who, at the conclusion of this one, are going to drop to 1-3 on the year. But their losses, I mean, what a resume. They've lost to 1-2 in the entire state in Class 4A and are likely to fall now tonight to the #1 ranked team in Class 2A. And it doesn't get a lot easier for Lakeville North. They dip into conference play. They'll go at Egan coming up on Friday. Next Tuesday, take on a pretty good Prior Lake team with some talent. How about the fired pass down low by Madden Greenway? It tipped off the hands of its intended target as she was looking for Schaefer down there. But you see the vision from Madden Greenway. She's a great passer as well as a scorer. Averages 7 assists per game and nearly 6 steals per. Up high to Conan. Out to Wilson. Passes up the long 2. Robinson for 3. Too strong. Off the backboard. Rebound falls fortuitously to Conan, and she'll give it up. It was kicking off of Robinson, but off of a Providence Academy player last. 4:05 left to go. 73-46. Lions lead it here in the second half. At the shot clock, just to squeeze one off, was Perry. No dice. Greenway. Quick shot on the other end. She's almost determined to hit that 30 mark, and now she's going to be on the hunt for 40 next. 75-46. A try off the left wing. That time from Perry, no. Providence Academy still playing with that blistering pace, even with the game well in hand. Up by 19. They've led by as much as 24 here tonight. And in that effort to get it up the floor quickly, the Lions turn it over. With how fast Providence Academy plays, the fact that they have 12 turnovers tonight by our count, that's not a bad figure. Lakeville North are going to review the tape and find a lot to improve upon. 20 turnovers so far for this team that have now turned it over 20 or more times in all 3 of their losses to start the year, including tonight. They get some New players in, and backing down her man is Sarah Osowski, the sophomore. Number 40 getting involved, and Greenway right back the other way for Providence Academy. Both teams trade buckets. We said Osowski, that's Madeline Bell, the freshman, who's getting the cheers. Her first varsity points. We're getting some celebrations over on the sideline. Hope Counts picking up her 5th foul there. Is going to foul out, and just in time, the JV reinforcements are going to come into the game in mass. 77-48 with Lily Christensen at the line. Carolyn Dierberger is one of the hockey line change subs that just came on. Stella Siri, a freshman guard. And you've also got Healy and Nikolai, who we've already seen still in the game here for Providence Academy. 77-50 ball game. This was close, with the Panthers at one point leading 35-34 with about 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Lions closed that half on a 13-3 run, opened up the second with a 10-0 run. A lid seemed to form on top of the rim, and the Panthers just couldn't find their stroke in the second half, and way too sloppy with the basketball to knock off the #1 ranked team in Class 2A. There's a second bucket for, again, the freshman Bell. And now the Lions settle into the half court. 2 minutes left to go with most of the JV lineup on the floor. And they give it up. So we mentioned what's coming up. Lakeville North at Egan on Friday. They'll play Prior Lake on Tuesday. You talk about the resume that Coach Bergbaum has built up in a tough schedule. The next non-conference game he has scheduled is 4th-ranked Minnetonka a week from this Thursday. So 2 games of the Panthers will dip into conference play for the first time. The next 2 in the South Suburban. Little runner there in the baseline. And Sophia Perry gets onto the score sheet for Lakeville North there. The Lions next will have some time off for a while. This is their 8th game of the year. They're going to play Thursday in their 9th game against Dover Iota. That'll be a 7 p.m. tip-off here at home. They are off next week during their finals week here at Providence. They won't play again until they go to the Granite City Classic and play Friday on the 27th against #1 Hopkins. And they'll play the 3rd-ranked team in their class in Duluth Marshall. That is 2 of the top players in the state. Chloe Johnson, I believe, a sophomore now for Marshall. And Providence Academy, 2 of the favorites in the Class 2A state tournament this year. They'll face off at St. Benedict's around the holidays. So a couple of weeks off for Providence Academy after they play again on Thursday. Shannon Healy with her first bucket of the game. Lays one through there for the Lions, 79-54. Providence Academy are averaging 83 points per game to start the year, which is 2nd in the state. So they are not even yet to their per-game scoring average on the year. Bell with another bucket for Lakeville North, and a foul here as Healy came crashing in toward the 10. 53 seconds left to go here in the second half.
Fouls on the Panthers, number 34, Boston.
Lakeville North will also be at that Granite City Classic later in the month, but these 2 teams will not match up. It's not a tournament style. You get a couple of predetermined matchups you play on Friday and Saturday after Christmas. 80-56 after Healy knocks one through. The 5'10 junior forward, who is a state champion soccer player this past fall. Teammates with the 2 Greenway sisters on that Providence team that won it all. 48 seconds left to go. She's trying to win a 4th straight state title with the Greenway sisters in basketball this year. Off the line from Nevaeh Coles. 20 seconds left to go. Couple of tries and an offensive rebound. Nikolai gets it through here for Providence Academy. 82, that'll get them just shy of their per-game average on the year, which is second in the state. 12 seconds left to go. Only that Minnehaha Academy team that we've been talking about because of the talented Addie Mack scored more per game than Providence Academy early in the year. 4.6 seconds left to go. If you like scoring, you might want to check out that Providence Academy Minnehaha matchup. That was the same game that produced a Madden Greenway 60-piece a couple of years ago when Greenway was a sophomore. Half-court heave by the Panthers, and that will take us down to the final horn, led by 32 points from Madden Greenway. The Providence Academy Lions shake off some early foul troubles and rally past Lakeville North, a game that was close in the first half. Lions race out to a 13-3 run to end the first, score the first 10 of the second half, and keep the Panthers at an arm's length the rest of the night. Providence Academy goes to 8-0 on the season. They win their 19th straight, going back to a run to the state title in Class 2A last year. We'll take a break, come on back to recap the action here from Plymouth, Minnesota next to round things out in our Fox 9 Game of